Hey there, it's Rachel Mullins, the host of hashtag No Filter Fridays on Public House Media.
Welcome to the C. Jane Sell podcast,
a relatable sales podcast for your weekly dose of sanity. I'm your host, Chelsea Dupre.
and I'm your host, Lee Nevis.
Hello, everybody. It is another episode of C. Jane Sell with Lee and Chelsea.
Here we are, back
Being
again.
awesome.
Back at it.
Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for being you. So a few little things. My familia has left. Just a little update because I'm sure you guys are really concerned about.
Yeah, people keep up with their lives like they keep up with the Kardashians.
Yeah, so they're gone, and it was sad to say goodbye.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah.
But, like, I bet you're so grateful for that time,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah. So,
yeah.
me and my sister are super stupid, and there's this little, they have kids back home. Like, they all have a million little children running around. So, they watch this show on Disney Junior called Bluey, and it's these little it's this little family of, like, cartoon dogs, and they're two girls, and it's Bluey and, crap, I forgot her name, but they play this game called Grannies, and it's Rita and Janet, and so Stephanie is Janet, and I'm Rita, and the whole time she was here, I was Rita, and she was Janet, and we had so much fun. There's that.
Does this consist of, like, playing old ladies?
Yeah,
or...
so they're like, Janet, let's play old ladies, and they go in the kitchen, and she's like, her mom's in there, and they're like, we're playing Grannies, Mom, don't mind us, love. And she's like, I got to get my beans. Like, it's like Australian dog. These dogs from Australia. And she goes in, and little Rita has her blanket full of beans. And, like, the funniest part is the mom was like, what's in your jacket? That's not for free. And she's like, don't mind me, lovey. I'm just trying to get some beans. And then she falls, and she said, oh, I slipped on my beans. I mean,
This has been the best intro we've ever had on the show. There is absolutely no way we can go up from here.
just taking a nanny nap.
I think I'm just going to turn this off. We'll see you all next week. We literally can't show you. There's no better content you'll ever hear in your life. This is pinnacle. This is it.
Now you know how this little insight to the family
man.
dynamic.
Oh,
We're just goofy.
y'all are incredible.
So Janet and Rita. My husband said he wasn't sad to see that go because it became a lot.
Oh man.
To the point
Yeah.
of I had to, like, when I was talking to people, it had a British accent, and I'm like, slap out of it.
You're like, I have to calm
Stop.
this down.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
So that's what we did.
It's hysterical.
That was a little flash into that. But we had a really good time. We didn't care how annoying we were.
That's the best part about family. It's like they
Yeah.
get your weirdness.
They
like
don't
they
care.
don't judge because y'all grew up together and you know how weird each other are.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's fine.
That's like me and my cousin Adria. Because I don't have any siblings, but
Mhm.
like we're literally 2 months apart. So we grew up like sisters, and we are so weird. And when we're together, it's like, wow, we're just the weirdest people. And I'm just like, I am so glad no one sees us in public sometimes because we're oddballs.
Oh,
And just,
we're weird.
man, it's just like we used to just play the dumbest games when we were younger that like I would not reveal to anyone. Like the dumb things
Like
that,
play grannies.
yes, like just like weird stuff like that where it's like, why are we playing grandmas? But like this is,
So much fun.
yeah.
Yep.
Gosh, little kids are so funny.
Yeah.
And creative.
Yeah.
I wish that we could still be like that, just like fun and no shame.
Yeah, it's called C. Jane Sell.
Yeah. It's called literally the last 5 minutes of Chelsea doing a granny impression.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Don't mind me, love. Anyways, so today, on that note, let's just
Anyways, moving forward.
push on and get to the meat and potatoes.
Yes.
Today, I feel as though this topic is very common and something that every single person deals with, whether that's business, personal, family, friendship, relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You do it in everything.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it can be your Achilles heel or your freaking power source.
Completely.
So I'm just going to build up the anticipation because,
yes.
so it's either going to cripple you or raise you up. But what we're going to talk about is how to take this, which could be a horrible trait, and turn it into something that you can really utilize and make yourself better.
Yes. Turning it into a positive.
Yeah, we love turning things into positive things.
Yeah, we love it.
We love it. It's what we do.
We do.
So, what we're talking about is comparisons.
Woo!
Seriously, I was sitting on the couch before Leigh got here. I was watching the Kardashians. Guilty pleasure. And I was like, man, don't you ever just feel like you should be more? Just be like more like, man, I want that. And then comparing. And then there was the other party was like, well, then get up off your butt and do something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't create a lipstick line or whatever.
Right.
But I could do something. And then the part of me was like, but I just love to watch it. And then it's that fine balance of, do you get jealous and sad and upset that you don't have this life that these other people have? Or do you be like, man, they really, they had to step up for me. They had more advantages than I do.
Mm-hmm.
But they also used those advantages for themselves and made it more.
Yeah.
And so I might not be to that, but I can use what I have and make it better.
Completely. And that's a really important point that you just made. And kind of like the theme of the episode today is you can either, I guess we can take this metaphorically of like, you can watch the Kardashians in one of two ways. You can watch it and hate them and be like, I am so jealous. Why are they so perfect? I hope Kim fails because she's so beautiful and like so successful and has all this money and has this beautiful family and her filler is perfection and her boob job is great and like, like you can sit here and hate somebody for that, or you can take it and be like, wow, like I'm jealous of her, but like good on her for doing that. And I can,
how can
like,
I be better myself?
How can I better myself? Because like for real, like what was she, like Paris Hilton's like stylist or just like her friend who just like would pick out clothes for
friends.
her?
Yeah.
Like that's all she was.
And I will tell you this, in this episode I was watching, she gave all of her credit to Paris. That takes a very large amount of humility to be like, no, I am where I am because of this person.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And like especially at the level that she's at she's honestly
she's
probably
bigger than Paris.
And she's probably the most famous woman in America. To be honest, like right now she is, I think. I don't know who else would be more famous than her.
And she's like famous for what?
Exactly. Like she took nothing and turned it into everything.
Yeah.
And again, you can sit here and like hate on her and be like, no, I hate her, hope she fails. Or you can be like, wow, like good on her, hope you kill it. You've inspired me to take something and turn it into something else. Something bigger.
I like that.
Yeah. So I think the comparison game is also really tough though when you're in like now taking it into a professional sense because it's so hard when you're working really hard at something to not compare yourself to someone else and be like negatively toxically jealous of other people's accomplishments. Like it's hard.
I can say from my own perspective, one of my very good friends at work always calls me Marsha. Says Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Marsha gets what she wants. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. But
I love it.
I mean, I feel like that's funny and everything, but sometimes it gets like, okay, but I'm also doing things to get to this, or I don't fight my boss in every little thing. I do what they ask. I follow the process. I'm doing these things to get where I want to be. And I think that's really easy to look at somebody and be like, well, they just got it. Like, they just walked in and they they're just naturally good, or they're just, I'm not saying this is me, I'm just saying as a comparison in real life, it's easy to be, well, what did they do? They just got this. I want to be like that. How did they do that? And get angry, get intimidated, get mad, get frustrated, versus you could just attach yourself with this person and learn from them. And I kind of think that's what Kim did.
Yes.
With Paris.
Oh, she absolutely could have been so jealous of Paris's life.
And so mean.
Yeah. And just like, oh my God, she's this tall, skinny, blonde, rich girl. And she could have like been a complete hater, but I don't think she was. I think she was like, no, this girl is going to take me under her wing and I will learn her ways of just being nice and not being a little hater.
Well, and that's what I did with my job. The girl that was my manager, I like looked her up. I looked at all the things she had done and her accomplishments, and I was like, I want to work for her. And so I did whatever she did, and then I just made it my own, and I followed everything she did. There was no, like, I'm going to reinvent the wheel. I was like, I'm going to do exactly what you're doing and put a little bit of me in it because I can't be you.
Right.
And just work my butt off. There is such a great thing to find somebody who's really good at what they do and learn how they did it.
Yes.
Not expect the thing. Oh my gosh. Like, I love that I'm a millennial. I love it. I'm proud of it.
Same.
I'm a millennial and I love it. I think I'm a different type of millennial that gets a bad rep or rap, I guess. But I cannot stand when people think, I just need to get, this is mine, it should be mine. The, like, sense of entitlement that I feel like a lot of people our age kind of have. And I mean, I have it to a certain degree.
Right.
Because it sucks working hard for something.
Yes.
And you want it right now. Like, I have a lot of friends that are older and they have a lot more money than me. And I'm like, why can't I have that? Well, Chelsea, you're 28. Like, as of 2 months ago.
Right.
You turned 28. They've been working at this a lot longer and a lot harder. And work harder.
Yeah.
I mean, just put in more hours. Like, get another stream of revenue to come in. Like, just branch out.
Yeah.
Diversify yourself.
Completely.
Don't compare yourself to where they are because they've had 15 years to get where they are.
Girl, that's such a good point.
But this is my mindset that I'm on is, okay, I don't want it to take 15 years. So how can I make that 5 years and make it happen versus just be jealous and ride coattails?
Yeah.
Tell me how you did it. What would you go back and change? Like that whole like episode we had about asking for advice.
Oh, yes. Last week's episode about asking for help.
Ask for help.
You can. Hey, this ties in
so well.
These are life lessons.
These are life lessons. And if you have to compensate them, like you said, because people's time is valuable.
Absolutely.
Do it. Buy them a lunch, buy them a coffee, buy them their hourly rate. I don't know.
Right. Ask for a consultant fee. Do whatever.
Yeah. But ask. Because there's no reason why you have to go. My mom always taught me, I went through all these hard things in my life so I could teach you so you wouldn't have to do them. But I can teach you. You just have to decide you want to do this the hard way or the easy way. And I pride myself on the fact that I took what she did, and maybe I had to learn a little bit harder, or maybe I learned a little bit easier, but I was able to learn from them. So look at these people. Look at your older siblings, cousins, parents, mentors. What did they do, and how can you not do what they did so you can skip that 15 years and make it 5 years?
Exactly.
So.
And not be like so just like negatively tied down by the idea of achieving that, of looking at being like, no, like they achieved this, like I will never do this, like I just am gonna be hateful.
Yeah.
Like actually taking it and changing it and taking action.
Yeah.
And doing something.
Well, and there's the other side of comparing. You can compare yourself to somebody who has a lot less than you and be really freaking grateful.
Yes. And like, well, I think that's a really good point, because I think a lot of times we can look at someone who doesn't have a lot or their life is like horrible, and we can take it and try to like make ourselves feel better, which I think is a really crappy way to think.
It is.
Like, because can you imagine if someone who is successful looked down at you and was like, oh my God, like I feel so much better that I'm not them. Like, that's a really, like, negative, toxic way of
really
thinking.
is.
And that's not... I don't think that we're put on this earth to, like, feel better because of other people's pain or because of other people's losses. I think We can also use that as a little, like, kind of like check yourself moment.
Exactly.
You know, you got to just, like, do a little check. It's like, oh, do I feel good today because I accomplished something that I did and that I'm happy for me? Or am I happy today and feeling accomplished because I'm better than this other person? Which is a hard thing to do because, you know, like, if you're in, like, a sales contest and you know you beat somebody else and they're really upset and you're like, doesn't matter, I'm better than you. or you know, like, you know, for example, like me, when I'm, you know, working and I'm cocktail serving, it's like, if I make the most money in a night, it's like, and other people are like, oh, we made like $75 tonight, and I'm like, outwardly I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, but inwardly I'm like, sucks to suck. Like,
sucks to suck.
Like, that's
but
not,
I think that's different though.
Yeah,
I think it's good to have like pride and be like, yeah, I'm the best.
Yeah,
I think so many times we don't want to be, like, cocky, but it's not so much cocky as confident. Like, yes, self, you did this. You deserve it. Like, I put in more effort than you, and I got more than you. But I think you're so critical on yourself because you're such a good person, and I genuinely mean that. So, I don't think what you're doing is bad, but I think the dangerous part is when you're like, I'm not talking to you because I'm better than you.
Yes. Like, putting yourself on a pedestal when really, like, we're all human, and it's like, don't be rude. But you can, like, absolutely, totally agree with you. Completely take pride and ownership in your accomplishments because they're really incredible.
But there's a fine line between, like, being proud of yourself and then being full of yourself.
Ooh, girl. Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
But I think also it's really important to compare yourself to other situations. Be like, I've been in something similar and this is how I got out of it. Or, wow, humble myself. I'm not in that living situation. Like, I have all of this. Thank you. Like, I'm so grateful. But then in the next breath, you're like, but I don't have that. Oh my gosh. Can we not be more finicky as a human?
I know. It's so easy to fall into that, though.
It really is.
Ugh.
All of these episodes we have are like 20 to 30 minutes, and they're straight up lifetime lessons to learn. And we're like, okay, 15 minutes, here you go. Fix it.
It's hard.
It's really hard.
Oh my gosh. I had coffee this week with this sweet little baby that I work with. His name's Ken. And he, well, I guess it's cool if I'm not going to say his last name.
Or maybe Ken's not his name. We won't.
Yeah, Ken might not be his name. It might be Jim. It's not. It's Ken. He is 24, and he has lived in the U.S. for 4 years now, I think. He's from the Philippines. And this kid, like, is a hustler. Like, he wants to build businesses. His family are, like, business owners. They own all these, like, coconut farms in the Philippines. And, like, he is telling me, like, like, it's a third world country. Like, they don't make a lot of money, but, like, where they are at in terms of, like, success is incredible. And it's like, I just want to make my family proud. Now that I live here in America, it's so much harder and you have to spend so much more money, da, da, da. And he's 24. And he is, like, stressing out that he is 24 and has not built an empire yet. And it's like, I think that one of the things that he's doing, and one of the things that is his, you know, mindset downfall right now, is that he's looking at all these other people who are so much older. Like, he's coming to me and he's like, Lee, like, you're building this business and you're doing all these great things. I'm like, baby, sweet child, I'm 30. Like, I've had 3 different careers. Like, this is my 3rd career that I've had. You have not even had 1 career yet. Like, slow down, chill out. Like, stop comparing your success to other people. Stop looking at, like, big people like, you know, Bill Gates. This man is, like, old AF, okay? Like, he's had time. Like, he's had time to build stuff up. You're 24. Like, you need to calm down, and you need to just take baby steps right now. Yep. Now, like, look at those people and don't get down on yourself and say, okay, what are baby steps that, like, business owners and people that are successful, like, what have they taken and what have they done to, like, reach where they are? And you start from there, and you stop getting obsessed with being somewhere that you're just not going to be right now, because you're, again, 24-year-old little baby child.
It's so hard, though, because you see these other people that are probably about his age that have sold some tech company in
I know.
San Francisco, and they're like billionaires. And okay, but how?
I know.
Why?
It's also like I did not go to college for technology, so like,
I know.
Like I'm not gonna do that.
Curse my parents for embracing and pushing me to follow my dreams.
I know. I'm like, Mom, why'd you say that I could be a dancer? Why? Why didn't you say, no, Lee, you're gonna be a data analyst? Yeah. Like, I could be so much richer by now, but that's neither here nor there.
That's besides the point.
That's completely besides the point.
But it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
But you can really utilize comparison.
I love that word. That's a really good word.
Yeah. You can utilize that
Mm-hmm.
to make yourself better. But you have to really hone in on making you better versus making you feel like a heaping pile of steaming dog crap.
Ugh. It's a very fine line.
Mm-hmm.
But you can cross it.
And people are like, oh, you just started your business. That's so incredible. That's so exciting. But they might be jealous of you, but are they going to do it?
No.
So if you're not going to do it, then you can't get jealous. If you're not willing to put in the work and the effort and make your dream become a reality.
Yeah.
Or watch it fail and do a different one.
Yeah.
Or something.
Sure. Also, I haven't even made a single penny yet, so, like, don't get jealous too quickly, children.
Well,
I haven't even started taking orders yet, so, like, please don't get jealous yet.
I mean, I did
like,
put in my first order, pre-order.
Verbally, a verbal commitment. I feel that, and I appreciate that.
I have $10 up there I can give you.
Oh, perfect. Awesome.
Actually, I'm saving that for vacation, so after.
Okay, cool. Yeah, after vacation. Obviously. Yeah. But yeah, you have to be willing to put in the work, and I swear if you become willing to put in the work, you will stop being jealous, and you will stop getting in that negative mindset, and you can actually sit back and celebrate other people's successes. You know, and when your friend like walks into a room and it's like, oh my gosh, I just got this incredible promotion, I got this like raise, I got this, you won't sit there and be like gross, good for you, but I hate you. You could actually be like, yo, you worked hard, that is awesome. And
can
you
I
know
tell
what,
you my favorite thing about you?
Oh yeah, what?
I feel like I can always share with you my successes and like good things that happen to me because you never make me feel bad about it. You're like, that is so great. You just totally deserve. Like, I got this for Presents Club. They mailed me this massive box of all these really amazing things, and I sent it to you, and I was like, oh my gosh, look. You're like,
and you want to know what's really funny is I was actually having like a horrible day that day. I'd like cried 3 times, but like I was just having like a really stressed out day and a really stressed out moment. I'm about to cry like thinking about that. And you sent me that and I was like so excited for you though because like I knew how much work and effort like you had put into it. And I was just like, stop. Oh my God, we're going to cry. And I was like genuinely like so happy for you because it's so nice of them to send that to you. And I know that you felt like so good about doing that. So you like brightened my day by like sending me that because I was just like, oh, I'm just so happy she's having a good day because I know it's been so hard for her this year. We're so stupid.
Guys, let me paint a picture.
I know.
We're in my closet, sitting in fur blankets,
literally
recording a podcast, crying.
This is our lives now. This is our Saturday afternoon. This is what we do on the weekends.
That's great. But I just love that about you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I was not always like that. Like, for real. Like, I think that living in LA seriously changed my mindset because I was so bad about it. And I really had to wake myself up because I got so jealous of people when I first moved there. Like, oh, why is this person getting this audition? Like, they're not even cute. Like, why is this person getting this? They're not even that pretty. And then it's like, I just, like, had a wake-up call one day when I was like, oh, my gosh, like, why am I saying this stuff? This is horrible. Like, I am turning into a crazy jealous person, and I do not need to be like that. And I realized, like, that's one of the main reasons that I wanted to get out of acting, because I realized that career was turning me into that person. And I'm like, I like acting a lot, and I think theater and I think performing is so much fun, and it's great. But I knew, like, pursuing it as a career was turning me into a person I did not want to be.
That's huge.
And so, you know, it's not like I'm sitting here and I've been this, like, perfect, humble, like, so supportive person for my whole life. Like, I really had to go through the grossness to, like, kind of make a flip and change. So,
So if you're young and you're listening to this, like, just start now trying. If you're not.
Correct.
If you're like a real human with struggles and stuff, and you judge and have moments of being a human,
Yeah.
just realize the grass legitimately is greener
Yes.
on the other side.
Yes.
And
it
it's
literally
hard.
is.
It's really hard. But
It is.
I think we should compare ourselves to make ourselves better.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how you should compare yourself.
Compare yourself to better
Or
yourself.
compare,
yes.
or compare yourself to where you were. Compare yourself to yourself, not anybody else.
Oh, yes.
Because I look back and I like just how you compared yourself. When you said I used to not be like that at all, and now I am. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank you. That is an accomplishment.
It's a
And
huge
I
accomplishment.
I haven't like given myself credit for that. So I appreciate you recognizing that in me.
toot toot.
Toot toot my own horn.
Yes, so
Yay.
anyways, that's what we want to talk about today because it rings so true to us, and comparing yourself can really lead to your ultimate demise. It can put you in depression, it can give you anxiety, it can just stunt your growth.
Yes.
And this life, your purpose of your life is not to be stuck in some nasty, ugly, horrible rut where you're not living and you're just existing.
Mm-hmm.
So when you can overcome and be humble and loving and kind and supportive and just want to grow yourself, whether that's spiritually, within your career, within your family, or all of that, that's when the real ride begins.
Ugh.
Happy Friday.
I think you're ready
Saturday.
to take that ride. So
Yeah.
take that ride and enjoy it.
Yeah. Yes.
I think that's a good ending now.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you for listening to us laugh, listening to us literally cry. We appreciate you and your support. We got 2 more episodes left now before we take our big break and we make a big old comeback, which we're so excited about. So make sure to tune in. Next 2 episodes will drop and then we'll peace out Thanksgiving
Scout.
week until next year. So again, thank you for listening. Make sure to give us a rating, give us a review, give us a little follow on the gram, comment, like, share, do all that stuff because you're our friends and we love you and we want to support you. But in return, we just want you to support us. So we appreciate you and we hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.
Bye.